Hey everybody, it's Miranda and I'm back to do another video in my Sterling Ink A5. I'm going to be setting up the monthly section for February, and I thought I'd just turn on the camera and bring you along for the ride. So I don't always follow the order of the kits for the Coffee Monsters Co., which is what I use in my monthly sections. But I am using the February kit for February. So I pulled out, I have 2 pages of the Hobonichi Cousin half boxes sheets, and I pulled out the holiday stickers as well as this sheet. So if you're not sure how this one goes, there are 2 sheets of it, but the first 6 months of 2026, it goes like this. So January, February, March, April, May, June. So I will be using this section for February. And so what I did is I used March's kit for January. I reverse the order sometimes, depending what I like. So I do like the February kit for February, so I'm going to be using it. And then I have 2 sheets of these kind of monthly trackers because I keep track of 2 things in my monthly calendar. And then this is the kit that I'm going to use. So I'm sure most of you have this if you're into the Coffee Monsters Co. So this is page 1 of the February sheet. And this is the kind of the label sheet. And here are the date dots. And here's the washi strip. It's a really cute kind of brunchy scene with some like light purples and blue and white stripes, and just kind of easing into February. And then this is the monthly full page kind of kit. It is a 1-page kit. So instead of using these date covers, I'm going to use the other ones I showed you. So I'm just going to hop right on in, and I might throw on some music later, yeah, because there's not much for me to talk about, but I'll do my best. And you will see when I open my spread that I tend to stick sticky notes down for things that I have planned for the month so far. So like I've got a dentist appointment and I've got some volunteer things I'm going to do. But until I actually get to those events, in case something changes, I don't kind of put the stickers down just yet. I've had to learn that the hard way in the past. So let me see again what I'm working with. And usually I will start with the date covers here at the top. And yeah, so hopefully you can join in on the fun. Maybe grab your planner if you feel so inclined. And we can do some planning kind of together. So I'm just going to kind of put these down. And like I said, I decided to use the Cousin Days of the Week one from this sheet rather than what comes with the kit. There's sort of they're more thematic. They have like little blue and white flowers on a light kind of pale yellow background. And so, I don't know, I think it brings more to the kit. So I am just using these up for February, and yeah. I hope everyone's been doing well. I know for those of you who might be on the East Coast and even parts of Texas, you've got super bad weather coming, which I'm very sorry about, and I hope it's not as bad as we're expecting. But I hope everyone stays really safe and gets through kind of the winter season here. So, and if you're in other parts of the world or other parts of the States, I hope your weather is treating you right and that everyone is doing okay. So, yeah. And usually when I kind of do the monthly kit to start, the monthly setup, there's not a whole lot that I do. You'll kind of see I do have a few things I put down kind of the base of the kit. So that sheet is all done. I'll just put it off to the side here. And then I just want to make sure the continuity. So yeah, I did stick down, here's where I have to make a decision. So I noticed for last month, I used this, the half box one, or the quarter box one, so it's the same one here. but I didn't use most of the kit. I kind of went for more of a minimalistic feel. So I'm thinking I might not use this one and just use the one that's here. And because they're the same sticker. And then I could potentially save this sheet, you know, for like another year or another journal. Maybe for another year, we'll see. So I'm realizing, you know, there is a bit of redundancy there, and I tend to, you know, I bought a lot, and I think we all tend to do, but you can really make these kits last. Like for instance, this sheet, which I do use, you know, obviously the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sundays up here, I don't use them. I'll use them some other time in like my B6 or something like that. So, yeah, so there's a lot of leftover that happens with these kits. But I do like these date covers. I tend to use them. I've used these for a long time. I like that the color palette that Helen tends to choose from the Coffee Monsters Co. And yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a few moments here and, you know, just kind of put these down. I know there's not always so much for me to talk about. I'm trying to think of things I could talk to you guys about. But that's where I was thinking I might go back and edit. And if you hear some music playing, that means I managed to do some editing. So maybe that'll happen. And obviously feel free to like fast forward through this part, you know. I know your time is valuable, but I also know, like, we sometimes will, you know, all of us, I'll do the same thing, you know, where hopefully you enjoy the content and it gives you a moment to just kind of see how someone else kind of sets up their planner and, you know, gives you a moment of reflection and pause in your day. So maybe if that helps, if it happens to you, you know, I think that's wonderful, and I would encourage more of that. So, you hear a little flickering, I have a little fall candle that's burning away, so that's what that little flickering is. Not sure how much you can pick it up on the video. Maybe you can, I don't know. It's nice actually too that Helen does give us 31 days for each month in case you do what I do, which is, you know, sometimes, like I said, I use different, I don't use the months in the order that she kind of prescribes. And so that's really nice. It's thoughtful that, because obviously she could have just done 28, but, you know, we might use it for different months. So, okay, so all my date dots are down. So I've used that sheet up, and I'm going to put down, I think next, the washi strips. Now here I do have a choice to make, since this whole part of the first of the month, you know, is January. I can definitely put maybe the thinner washi up here. I tend to use these thicker ones on the bottom. And I think I started for January. I just checked it. I went all the way across, including up to this part here. So I think I'll do the same thing for February. And just peel this right off. It's a really, really cute washi. But I did 2 lines up from the bottom just for, I don't know, sake of continuity, I guess. And I'm going to grab a washi card. A little trimming right here. We'll save this little piece. Oops. There we go. And then here comes the second strip. Whoop, it's folding in on itself here. Just got to be gentle with it. There we go. Crisis averted. Okay, so that didn't go down straight, so I'm just going to lift it up. That is one nice thing about most of the stickers, but definitely the washi stickers, they lift up super easy. So that's really nice. Okay. And then here, I'll cut that one. Okay. And then like I said, I think I'll use one of the thin ones. Since I've got such a huge section here to try to fill. And whoop. It's cute. I just realized one of the little speech bubbles on here. I don't know if you can see it. Next to the avocado, it says yawn. Because, you know, it's a brunch theme. You know, you got to get up early sometimes. You're like, okay, I'll do it for brunch. But if you're making me go to work early, that's a whole nother story. Or something I don't really want to do, but, you know, sometimes you have to do. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So this is also not going down straight. Here we go. I'll try again. I think I'll put it maybe there. Oh, it's pretty. Whoops, I gotta pull it over a little. There we go. And again, I'm gonna cut it right at that yawn, right behind the yawn. Okay. And continue it here. And since I have more of it, I will just use a little piece. I find it hard sometimes to figure out other ways to use these really thin ones. I think Helen has talked about, like, people could use it if they have like a trip they're going on in the month, you know, like to delineate when the trip is, but I tend not to travel too much. I'd like to. I mean, I do sometimes, but, you know, it doesn't happen like every month. So, let me see, how do I want to do this? Because I've got 2 coffee cups. Do I want to overlap them? Yeah, I think I'll just do that and overlap them. Or I could, let me see how it looks if it just happened that I happened to cut on one of the coffee cups. That's all right. I think well, maybe I will double them up. That's okay. Whoops. It's just lining it up. Here we go. Ah, such trouble. Okay. Okay, I'll do it like that. So that's what I've got so far. And so I'll put that strip on the side. And then I do want to grab, actually I'm going to look to see what I did. I did use these ones. So on the 14th is Valentine's Day. I guess I will put it kind of at the start of the day here. And then Lunar New Year starts on the 17th. So I'm going to put that one down as well, the year of the horse. We're going to be exiting year of the snake and entering the year of the horse. And then I'm going to grab, the only other thing I can do for the base is I do need 2 of these, which is why I always buy 2. So, okay, so this is the one, I have to think this through for a sec. This was my January, so this is February for sure, since I'm February and February, they're matching up. And then usually what I do is I just look on this one, which is my bonus sheet, for any color that matches. So like a yellow would work, the orange would work, any color that kind of goes with the kit, which is why I have a bonus, as long as it's not blue, so they don't look too redundant. I think I'm going to do the orange. So I think I'll do that. And what I track here is I track reading and no spend. But then the funny thing I do is I give myself credit if I do spend. I put a sticker down if I do spend. So it's funny, I know, but it's just how it works out because I have very little, the tiny icons. I'll see if I can pull one out to show you. So I use these tiny icons for no spend days, which are the little dollar signs or little, payday ones. But that's how I ended up using them, and I kind of like it that way. So that's how it goes. So I'm going to do the blue one first. So the blue will be probably the no spend. And I'll just line it up here with the bottom of the last week in February. And then right above it will be the reading one. And I think I'll leave a little white space, a little one line in between. There we go. And then I'll just write down, so we'll do no spend here. And then here will be reading. So anytime I read, I just go in and then the other thing is I will do, and this it's always interesting. I decided I start with Sunday. I know that the Sterling Inks and the Hobonichis, they start on Monday, but it doesn't bother me much. So I always start on Sunday. I don't know, I'm old school. So when I do these ones, because I'm going to write them out by hand, I will start it on a Sunday. So I just have to make sure. So we've got Sunday the 1st, February 1st. So I will start it, and I could have cut these because I'm going to have one extra week because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll start it here. So it would go Sunday the 1st. Actually, I will start it at the top. So here we go. It's a little tedious, but there's only 2 of them. And back in the day, I used to do like full-on bullet journaling where I was making my spreads every week, and I had to do these calendars a lot, like to the point I'm like, I'm going to give myself carpal tunnel. So to now only have to do kind of 2 of these a month is like way, way better. But yeah, it's just funny because I used to do so many of these. And let's see, we've got 28. Oh, actually, so it's 2 weeks, huh? Okay, so maybe if I can lift these up, I might actually cut these. So this is a lot of extra stickers on here. It's not the end of the world, but again, I'll show you that you can, in fact, peel these stickers up. If it was 1 week, I wouldn't have minded, but 2 weeks feels like a lot. There we go. So I'm going to cut just the bottom 2 weeks off. You know, February's a short month, so there's that. And I'll still leave a space. Oops, make sure that goes down straight though. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to come up easy. So I'm going to go ahead and write the dates down and then pull it up and trim the last 2 weeks, just like I just did on the previous one. You can see it doesn't like take too long. It's kind of, you know, again, meditative. Lets you focus on your handwriting for a moment. There we go. And I guess the other thing I could do is just cut it this way. I think this should work. I don't have to peel up the whole sticker and just press down. So there we go. Of course, then I'm thinking I should pull it down to be flush, which is what I'm going to do, because, you know, it's my planner. I get to do what I want. So here it goes. After all, I saved 4 rows. Saved them for what? Who knows? But, you know, that's all right. So I will put this down here. There we go. And yeah, now it feels like it's too much space in between. And I'll just peel this one up. And again, leave 1 space. And then the only other thing I like to do here is, let me find where the stickers are. They are, I believe, on the date sheet. Yeah, they're right here. I will then use these ones, because they match the theme, to kind of match up. I just kind of put them near here somewhere. So like reading, I would probably use this little newspaper. Whoop, and I might put it like here, just to, you know, add a little pop of deco. And the no spend, I don't know. Maybe the little piece of toast. Let me see what I did last time. Yeah, I put 1 here. Okay, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna put, maybe I'll put the little newspaper here. So they're not, I was gonna put it here so they're not kind of lined up. Maybe the little coffee cup over here for the no spend. Okay, so that's another way I bring in a little extra deco. And then I will try my very best to use these ones in the kit when I need a little deco. Because like I said, this year I feel like I'm doing a little bit more of a minimalistic style. And so as you can see, though, there's so much left over. Obviously, this one I did use. This one, if I need to use it, I'm happy to do so. We'll have to see what happens. And then I will use these pieces as much as possible. I really like this one with the little emoji with the egg, the egg on their face. Maybe that's what I should have used for the no spend, because it's like egg on my face, you know, like I did spend when I said I wouldn't, or I would minimally spend, not that I would, you know, completely not spend. Anyway, but thank you so much, everyone, for joining in on my little February monthly setup. Here's how it looks kind of in the end. And yeah, if you're liking the content, feel free to drop a like. I hope you would subscribe and join my little channel here. And anytime you leave a comment, I will definitely respond back. Have a fantastic rest of your day, week, and a fantastic February going forward. Take care, everyone. Bye.